It sounded like an all-percussion orchestra was playing in the corner of the room. How long had I been out? If I could find the 12 on the clock face, not only could I figure out the time, but I could tell which way was up in the spinning room. The phone was ringing. Sterling detective work, if I say so myself. I needed a drink like a foot on broken glass needs a shoe. Wishing well nuggets, tooth fairy change, that's all I had. I needed cash. I needed work. A long time ago, I was a cop. More recently, I worked for the taxman. I had given up policing after I got married. It seemed safer that way. Now I get by as a private investigator. Now smokes, cheap whiskey, and tin tan mean more than a pension and dental plan. Besides, I don't care about safety anymore. A string of words that ended in job would be the lifeline that I needed for now, though it seemed about as likely as a cold call from the Samaritans.
Remember to check under the bed before you go to sleep.
The girl's voice sounded familiar, like an actress's voiceover on TV, or someone I'd been introduced to once a long time ago. Whatever they sound like, when you get an anonymous call in the middle of the night suggesting that you check under the bed, past experience has taught me to expect the claw of a monster rather than a love letter. Inside was a signed check. Nothing says let's be friends in so few words as a signed check. A letter written and signed by the same hand, and a torn photograph. The goober in the snapshot was a Val Tapper for one of the city newspapers. If memory serves, sometimes it does, like a wearer in Riddlin, I'd seen him in court covering trials. He had a reputation for being a Boy Scout, interested in turning over rocks and cataloguing the creeping wildlife that lived underneath. I read on.
Mr. Bone, I'm writing to you because I don't know what else to do. My name is Lillian. 6 days ago, my brother Larry disappeared. He's a journalist currently investigating drug trafficking. He'd arranged to meet a contact at Townfoot Farm where a supposed drug ring was operating. No one has seen or heard from him. No one has seen or heard from him since. I do not want to contact the police as I can only imagine what repercussions their involvement may bring. This is why I'm writing to you. I'm so scared about what may have happened to Larry. I need you to do everything in your power to find my brother. Please help Mr. Bone. I need you to find my brother before it's too late. Yours, Lillian Hazard.
The girl seemed genuinely distressed. The check had been enough to convince me of that. Looks like the Boy Scout had dropped the rock in his fingers this time, or been beaten over the head with it. I had been naive in my allowances for family time. Now that time was gone and it was my fault. I had passed so many days hoping to catch some of the charitable spare light of a late afternoon sun. Too often, though, it had been an indifferent midnight street lamp, closely followed by the black of a sleeping home. I had a beautiful family, a wife, a son, and another baby on the way. They were dead now, because I'd killed them. Everything I ever wanted, and all the things I thought I had been taken away already. And all I could do now was grasp at ghosts, and if that brought me as close to them as I could get under the circumstances, then I didn't need to be part of anything else, and I couldn't do the job. I can't really speak for anyone else, but put me on the record as saying that life flashing before your eyes, that's just a bunch of bullshit. I've had time to dwell on mine, like a slow motion replay watched through eyeballs moistened with glue. I've made some terrible mistakes. A year into the Inland Revenue job, I looked like the rising star. I got a promotion to the fraud investigation team. Long days, late nights. Carly and I agreed that it was a temporary necessity to provide for the family. She warned me not to miss Ronnie's early years. I promised her that it was only for a little while, then I'd be done with it. We'd be happy. Then 18 months later, the Innocent investigation began. John Innocent was a gangster, a smuggler of drugs and people, a low-life, bad bastard who paraded with a cracked crust of legitimacy. We felt strongly that we could put him away for a sufficiently long time for tax evasion. It was a big case. A lot of people would rise up the ladder if it was handled to a successful outcome, myself included. Everyone would be happy. I learned at work soon after that I'd be testifying in Innocent's trial. The workload became more intense. It started that I'd come home to regular arguments. I told Carly I was trying to put a bad guy in prison. She asked me if it was more important than spending time with my family. Two years passed. At work, we gathered enough evidence for the lawyers to bring Innocent to trial. Carly told me she was pregnant again. 3 weeks before the trial, she called me at work to say that 2 men had been sitting for hours in a jeep outside our house watching. She confronted them, and they told her before they drove off that I was to reconsider testifying. She had confronted them. I loved and admired her so much for doing that. She always stood up for what was good. I should do the same once in a while. At home, we argued in front of Ronnie. Hetty understood then what was going on. Carly took him with her that night and stayed at her parents'. She pleaded with me on the telephone to ask to be withdrawn from the testimony and the investigation. I told her not to be ridiculous. The law would protect us. I regretted saying it as soon as the words had left my mouth. I'd let my frustration get the better of me. When she replied, I could sense for the first time a kind of reticence in her voice that I think I only now understand. Memories of pancakes for breakfast on a Saturday morning to go with the kids' cartoons. Walking to church through a hailstorm. Nonetheless, bright days, darkened by a valley of a shadow cast by the office desk. This might be one of those spiritual moments, like the birth of your first kid, or having one of those extraordinary brainwaves, like when old Archimedes jumped out of the bathtub. I had no such epiphany, and had never been gifted with a great imagination. I didn't know what to do. I had to do something to make amends. 2 days before I testified, I was working late in the office. It was 11 when an officer arrived to tell me that an accident had happened. Our car had gone off the road into a ditch. She said it being in part due to the heavy rain. I remember right then being surprised. I hadn't realised that it was raining. The room I worked in hadn't any windows to look out. She said that if I had an umbrella, that I might want to bring it with me. Somehow I was able to convince the necessary people that I was fit to testify, and I was allowed to go ahead. From the stand, across the courtroom, sitting in the dock as composed as a store window dummy, I saw innocent, in the middle of his row of lawyers. Then the smirk. We both knew what it meant. The next day, the judge announced a mistrial. I struggled to look Carly's parents in the face when I saw them later. I was able to cover the distance of the room and land the heel of my fist across his teeth before anyone managed to stop me. Retribution, absolution, just words in a dictionary. No justice. I didn't deserve my life, but nor had I earned my death. Maybe justice for Larry and Lillian Hazard. Maybe that's something I could do.